Stop everything you are doing right now. Do not keep scrolling. Do not try to ignore what you are about to hear, because this is not an ordinary message that crossed your path by chance. There is a very specific reason you stopped here at this exact moment. There is an urgency that your spirit already recognized before you even opened this video. I'm knocking on the door of your life for the last time. And what I have to tell you is the dividing line between the cycle you can no longer bear to repeat and the miracle you have been waiting for years. I did not come here to give you superficial advice or to distract you with pretty words. I came to reveal to you what has been blocking your path and the truth about the weight you carry in silence, hidden from everyone, even from the one who sleeps by your side. If you feel that your life has reached a limit, if you feel that your strength is running out and you no longer know where to call for help, pay very close attention, because what I'm about to tell you now needs to be engraved on your heart before the chance passes. You have noticed the signs, haven't you? You are not going crazy, and you are not just tired. That feeling that something is about to change, the awakenings at the same hour of the night when everything is silent, the strange sensation that the people around you cannot truly see you, as if you were a shadow in the midst of the crowd. You feel a tiredness that sleep does not cure, a melancholy that springs up for no apparent reason, and the clear impression that you are walking in a vicious circle. All of this is not problems, my child. These are calls. They are fragments of a connection you lost, and that is now being restored. If at least one of these signs touched you, if your shoulders dropped just now as you read these words, type the number 777 in the comments. It is the number of confirmation that heaven is aligned with your pain and that your plea for help has been heard. Your fingers typing this are your spirit saying yes to the change. Type 777 and come back here to me, for we still have much to traverse on this journey of liberation. Are you still with me? Good. Now observe how you have been living. You have been striving. You have been fighting. Attention!
Do you feel like you're carrying an invisible weight? Your mind tired, your heart tight, anxious about tomorrow? That anguish, that fear of the future, the isolation. It seems like you're alone in this struggle, without hope. But deep down, you long for peace, for a new way of living, lighter and with unshakable faith. That's why I present The Path to Inner Peace, your daily guide to finding calm, faith, and courage. It's a 30-day journey, a daily devotional for a lighter, more confident, and purposeful life. And this transformation is already a reality for hundreds, as you see. Your story begins now. Secure your access now. Click the first pinned link in the comments.
You have been carrying burdens that were not even yours, all in an attempt to prove that you are capable, that you deserve to be loved, or that you are strong enough. But what you call effort, the truth reveals as unnecessary exhaustion. You are pulling a rope that is no longer attached to anything, trying to feed a spring that dried up long ago. This pattern of always wanting to do everything alone, of diminishing yourself so that others are okay, is the root of what keeps you stagnant. You confuse yourself, believing that your faith is measured by your ability to endure suffering, when in truth, your faith should be your rest. If you recognize that you have given too much of yourself without receiving due recognition, type the word Amen as a seal that you accept that your part now is simply to stop fighting against what you cannot overcome alone. Type Amen and come back here to me, for our conversation is just beginning, and I need you to have an open mind for what comes next. The truth is that this tiredness, this anguish of feeling that your life is not taking off despite all your effort, exists because you forgot who you are. You have been molding yourself to the expectations of the world, trying to fit into places that were never made for your size, and this has dimmed the light you brought into the world. But the flame has not gone out. It has only been covered by a thick layer of dust and ashes. Imagine, in this instant, a living ember under a pile of cold ashes. It still burns, it still pulses, it still holds the original heat that was placed in you at the moment your life was dreamed of. Your essence is that ember, and everything difficult you have lived through, all the disappointments and the nights of tears, are just the wind that, instead of putting you out, is blowing to clear away those ashes and reveal the light that you truly are. You are not being consumed. You are being purified so that your true identity can shine again. If this image fit into a place you cannot even explain, type the phrase, "I see it." Writing these words seals within you what was just touched, confirming that you are no longer a spectator of your own life, but someone who finally understands the movement happening in the unseen. Type, "I see it," and come back here to me, because the next step is the deepest of all. There is a force, an energy, that sometimes tries to convince you that you are not deserving of this movement of restoration. They are whispers that say you have already waited too long, that time has passed and the doors are closed. Do not listen to that voice. That is the voice of the one who fears your awakening. You are much stronger than the pain that tried to paralyze you. Every time you felt that sudden tightness or the urge to give up, something inside you rose up like an unbreakable barrier. There is a constant protection around you, even when you feel unprotected. If you perceive that, despite the opposing attacks, you are still standing and nothing has managed to destroy you, declare your victory now. Type in the comments, "Nothing hits me." This decree is your word of command against any force that tries to rise against your peace. Type it and come back here to me, because now we will touch the most sacred part of our conversation. Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and allow your spirit to calm down. I want to call you by your own name. I want you to feel that you are not just a number, not a statistic, not just another one in the crowd. You are someone whose name was written before creation, someone who carries a unique and precious story. When you write your first name here, you are not filling out a form, you are not seeking human approval. You are, at this very moment, presenting your identity before the heavens. It is your act of making yourself available to be called, to be remembered, and to be seen for what you truly are. Write your first name in the comments with all the confidence of one who knows they are being heard. Write your name and come back here to me, for what I have to give you now will definitively change the way you look at your future. If you feel that this is the moment of your turning point and that your calling is just beginning, type, "Yes, I am ready." Type, "Yes," and come back here to me, because the next move is the confirmation of everything that has been said up to this point. Do not keep scrolling, because this message did not reach you by coincidence. There is a reason, an invisible purpose that brought you here at this exact instant to hear what needs to be said before time runs out. This is the last call, the final warning from someone who never stopped watching you, even when you felt completely alone. There is something you carry in silence, a weight on your shoulders that no one notices, a pain you hide behind a smile so as not to worry those around you. But today, I am here to tell you that what was hidden shall be revealed, and what was blocked shall finally begin to flow. If you feel deep in your chest that this moment is decisive, if your soul recognizes that it is no accident you are hearing this, type the number 777 in the comments. That is the number of confirmation, your spiritual signature saying that you are ready for what is next. You have been living in a state of constant vigilance, often losing sleep in the early morning hours with thoughts that give you no rest. You feel like someone walking against the current, always striving, always giving your best, yet seeing doors close or worse, remaining still. You have asked yourself, perhaps in the quiet hours, if your effort has any value or if you have been forgotten. But listen to what I am about to tell you. This tiredness, this exhaustion you feel in your body and mind is not weakness. It is preparation. You are being molded for something that only someone who has gone through what you have gone through can sustain. It is like a flame that beneath dense ashes seems to have gone out, but that, at the slightest breath of truth, burns again with an intensity no one expected. If this image of the reborn flame touches your consciousness, if you perceive that your light still lives, type, "I see it." These two words are the seal of your recognition. Type, "I see it," and come back here to me. It is not about deserving, it is about belonging. You have demanded so much of yourself, trying to be everything to everyone, that you forgot that your first responsibility is to your own peace. The world has demanded too much of you, but what I want you to know at this very moment is that your journey is being watched step by step. If you feel that something tried to knock you down, if there were obstacles that seemed insurmountable, know that your persistence has been observed and validated. If you believe that the protection that has enveloped you until now is real, type in the comments, "Nothing hits me." It is not just a phrase, it is a decree of spiritual authority over your territory and over your life. Type it and come back here to me, because now we need to touch the deepest part of your essence, the part you rarely expose to anyone. Now I want you to allow yourself to be seen. Write your first name in the comments. Do not make this an empty entry. Make it an act of surrender. Place your name here before heaven as one who presents themselves to be called for the first time with the clarity of who you truly are. You are not just a shadow in the crowd, you are a story that deserves to be read. Write your first name and come back here to me. As you do this, look inside yourself and realize that at this moment someone came to your mind. It could be that person who has always strived in silence, someone you see carrying a cross too heavy, or even that dear face that seems to have lost its way amidst the storms. If that person surfaced in your mind now, know that it was no accident. Send this message to them as a gesture of offering, so that they too may be reached by the same truth that is touching your life right now. If you understand that this is a mission of love, type Amen. And if something here confirmed what your spirit already knew, let your gesture of care be an Amen without words. A silent agreement between us that what was said here is the truth. There is a reason you stopped right here. This is no coincidence. It is the last knock on your door. I am here to tell you that the waiting time has reached its limit, and that what has been hidden from you for so long is about to be revealed. Do you feel this weight? This restlessness that gives you no peace? It is the urgency of a change that has already begun in the unseen. I need to tell you what is blocking your path, and most importantly, the truth about what you carry in silence, with no one perceiving the magnitude of your sacrifice. There is something you need to understand before the opportunity for a turning point closes completely. Are you still with me? What I am about to reveal to you now will change the way you see every obstacle you have faced until today. You have noticed signs, haven't you? That persistent insomnia that makes you stare into the void, the tiredness that is not of the body, but of the soul. And the constant feeling that, no matter how hard you try, you seem to be running on a treadmill that goes nowhere. You look at the people around you and feel that they speak a language you no longer understand. The truth, my child, is that you are in a process of transition, but your mind insists on trying to control what should only be surrendered. It is the number of confirmation you have been asking for in silence. Type 777 and come back here to me. I know you have been trying to keep everything under control, that you have exhausted yourself to hold together the ends of a life that often seems to crumble beneath your feet. You confuse exhaustion with purpose, but let me tell you the truth. You were not made to carry the world on your back. There is a flame that was lit within you long ago, a pure essence that the circumstances of life tried to bury under layers of ashes and disappointments. Think of that flame now. It is alive, pulsing, waiting only for you to stop trying to force the way so it can once again illuminate your inner courtyard. If this image of the ember hidden beneath the ashes fit into a place in your chest that you could not even explain, type the phrase, "I see it." Now I want to call you by name, that name your parents gave you that carries all your history, but only you can tell me what it is. Not like someone signing up for something fleeting, but like someone placing their own name before heaven to be seen and called. It is an act of surrender, of vulnerability, of saying, "I am here, I am present, and I am ready to be found. Write your name and come back here to me." As you do this, look to the sides of your memory. There is someone who came to your mind just now, isn't there? That face of someone who has also been fighting, who strives more than everyone else and lives in silence, with doors seeming to close. That person needs this message as much as you do. Send it to them now, not as someone recommending a video, but as someone handing over a key. If you understand that this is a mission of love, type yes. Do you notice how your chest feels lighter? Do you understand that this peace did not come from outside, but from within? If your soul recognizes that truth is being restored in you, type Amen. Each of your gestures is a mark that you are leaving inertia and entering the flow of what was designed for you. Do not rush now. Let this clarity settle into every cell of your body. Take another deep breath and type, slowly, the words, "I am the chosen one." Not as a wish, but as the final confirmation that you recognize your place, your value, and your mission. Type it and come back here to me. You now understand that your journey is not an accident, but a path drawn by hands that know the end before the beginning. When you ask yourself why things seem so difficult, it is because you are being molded to carry something many could not bear. Your strength did not come from ease, it came from endurance. Look at what you have overcome up to this point. The silence you kept when all you wanted was to scream. The patience you maintained when justice seemed to have forgotten you. All of this was preparation, a refinement of your essence. What seemed like a frustrated attempt to achieve success is, in truth, your spirit refusing to settle for anything less than your true calling. If you feel that this understanding has finally brought meaning to your tiredness, type the number 999. This number marks the closing of a cycle of uncertainty and the beginning of your absolute clarity. Type it and feel how the weight of past years begins to dissolve, leaving space for the new that wishes to emerge through you. There is no more room for fear is only the shadow that appears when you turn your back on your own light. You have spent too much time looking at what is lacking, at the open wounds, at what was taken from you along the way. But understand, your story does not end where you were wounded. It gains strength precisely in those scars. There is an authority that is born from overcoming. When you stand before the mirror and decide you will no longer negotiate your peace, something in the unseen moves. The doors that once seemed locked with heavy padlocks begin to give way, not because you forced them, but because you stopped fighting the flow. If you understand that your greatest victory is not what you gain, but who you have become, type the phrase, "I have won." Writing this is recognizing that, even in the midst of the storm, your essence remained intact. Type it, and let these words become your new truth, your new shield, your new way of walking through the world without having to ask permission to be who you were called to be. The protection that accompanies you now is not an isolated event. It is a constant presence that watches every step, every choice, and every hesitation. Many times you have felt the enemy was near, that the intentions of others tried to undermine your purpose. But look back well. How many dangers were averted while you were not even aware? How many times did a last-minute decision take you off the path of a certain fall? You are not here by luck. You are here because there is a seal upon your life, a mark that makes it impossible for any definitive evil to reach you. If you recognize that, despite everything, you have never been abandoned, type, "I am protected." This is more than a phrase. It is the signature of your faith, the confirmation that the decree from above is greater than any threat that tries to rise against your walk. Type it, and come back here to me, with a lighter soul and a spirit firmer than ever. Do not ignore what happens in your chest as these words are spoken, for this is the moment when your spiritual vision opens to see the magnitude of the care you have always received. And now that your name has been placed before the heavens and your spirit has understood the extent of what was hidden, I need you to receive definitive clarity. Many times you have looked around and felt that the walk was too lonely, that the doors that should have opened only remained locked, and that your dedication never found the reward you, deep in your soul, knew you deserved. But the truth is that your rhythm was never out of sync with destiny. It was merely being refined. Everything you lived, every tear shed in silence when no one was looking, every night when the thought would not stop and your heart raced from uncertainty, all of this was the preparation so that today, in this instant, you could clearly hear the voice that calls you back home. You did not come here by accident, and this contact does not end when this screen goes dark. This is the seal of an alignment that was established long before you were born. Feel now the presence that surrounds you, the one that knows every detail of what you carry and that invites you to let go of the burden that is no longer yours. You are covered by the mercy that renews every morning. You are guarded by the strength that moves mountains and that now positions itself as a wall around you. You are being led, step by step, towards the purpose that was designed exclusively for your heart. Right now, all over the world, other souls like yours are receiving the same signal, awakening to the reality that they are not loose in the void, but supported by a higher order that governs the destiny of the chosen. You no longer walk on your own. What was revealed here today is a covenant of trust that extends for your entire journey. The door that once seemed closed no longer blocks your path, for you now see with the eyes of the one who has already overcome. Welcome to your new life. It is sealed. Attention!
Do you feel like you're carrying an invisible weight? Your mind tired, your heart tight, anxious about tomorrow? That anguish, that fear of the future, the isolation. It seems like you're alone in this struggle, without hope. But deep down, you long for peace, for a new way of living, lighter and with unshakable faith. That's why I present The Path to Inner Peace, your daily guide to finding calm, faith, and courage. It's a 30-day journey, a daily devotional for a lighter, more confident, and purposeful life. And this transformation is already a reality for hundreds, as you see. Your story begins now. Secure your access now. Click the first pinned link in the comments.